All right, pre-calculus. So today's review topic is going to be composition of functions, which we did probably back in December. So I know it's fresh in your minds. Later on today, I'll put a video on translations, which is what you did yesterday, for those of you who want to retry that assignment and try to get a better grade. Okay? So let's say I have these two functions and I want to compose them. So on IXL, it's going to ask you to find the following composition. It may say f composed with g of x. It's a circle, not a dot. And what that means to do is do f parentheses g of x. Okay? What that means is start with the function on the inside. So that's going to be g of x. So I'm going to just put a box around this g of x and replace it with the x on the outer function, which is f. So I'm now going to take this and plug it into this. Okay? So when I rewrite it, it becomes 5 parentheses, because now I'm going to replace the x by the g of x. So now I'm going to put 2x plus 3. Then I'm going to close that parentheses and finish the function plus 1. I distribute. It's going to be 10x plus 15 plus 1, which is going to be equal to 10x plus 16, and that would be the answer that you would enter into IXL. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is do the opposite. Okay, so let me just erase these guys. You can pause it if you need it, if you need to take notes. I'm being lazy and I don't feel like rewriting it. Okay? So now I'm going to do the opposite, because IXL may ask you for either one. IXL may say now do g composed with f of x. And that means to do g of f of x. We always start with the inner function, okay? So the inner function is the red one, which would be f of x. Maybe I should have rewritten it. Oh well, you people are smart. So now I'm going to, let me change the color. I'll do purple. Now I have to do f of x, this 5x plus 1, and replace it in the x of g. Okay? So I'm going to write now. G starts off with a 2. I put the 2. I see an x. I'm going to open up a parentheses. On the outside, I'm going to put the plus 3. That's g. Inside the parentheses, I'm going to replace it with function f, which is 5x plus 1. Okay? Once again, I distribute. I get 10x plus 2 plus 3. Combining like terms, we get 10x plus 5. And this would be my final answer. Nothing more to do there. Okay? As you notice, you do not get the same things if you change the order. So order does matter. You have to be very careful with the order. Okay? All right, let's do two more examples. Same functions, but we will do the composition in two different ways. So now let's say I'm doing f of x is equal to x squared plus 1. And then I tell you that g of x is equal to 2x squared minus x plus 5. So now we're doing some quadratics. Okay? First, let's do f composed with g of x. Okay, this is going to require some work. So this means do f of g of x. Again, I start with the inside. The inside is g of x. So I'm going to put a box around all of g of x. And then I'm going to put it inside the x in the other function, in function f. So now I'm going to write it. If I see that function f starts with an x, so I'm immediately going to open up a parentheses. I'm going to put the square. I'm going to put the plus 1. Okay? That was function f. Inside the parentheses, I'm going to put in function g. So it becomes 2x squared minus x plus 5. Okay? We know that when we square something, that means write it out twice. So it becomes 2x squared minus x plus 5 times another 2x squared minus x plus 5 and then plus 1. Okay? Now I'm going to distribute. The distribution is going to be a little big. Okay? So bear with me. We're going to distribute the 2x squared to the three things. When I distribute, I get 4x to the fourth power minus 2x to the third power plus 10x to the second power. Okay? Now I'm going to distribute the x. When I distribute, I get minus 2x to the third power minus x to the second power minus, negative and negative is actually plus, so that's plus x to the second power, and then minus 5x. And then at the end, let me change the color one more time. We'll do a blue color. Now I'm going to distribute the 5. So it becomes plus 10x squared minus 5x plus 25. And then at the very end, don't forget the plus 1 that was on the outside all along. So plus 1. That's not a negative. That's just me trying to write very small. Okay? Now I combine like terms. 4x to the fourth, there's only one of them, so I bring down 4x to the fourth. Cross it out to show that I'm done. Negative 2x squared with negative 2x cubed becomes minus 4x cubed. Cross them out to show that I'm done. Okay? 10x squared plus x squared, that is 11x squared. 11x squared plus 10x squared gives me plus 21x squared. Again, cross them out to show that I'm done. Then the x's, I see a minus 5x with another minus 5x, that's minus 10x. Cross them out to show that I'm done. And then the two constants, 25 plus 1, that gives me plus 26. And that would be my final answer. Okay? Now let's do the next page. And I'm going to do the same exact functions. F of x is equal to x squared plus 1. G of x, let me write it like this so I have a little bit more room, hopefully. G of x is equal to 2x squared minus x plus 5. And let's say that now I want to find g composed with f of x. Okay? That means g on the outside, f on the inside. Okay? So let me do it in red. So I start off with the inside, that's f. I'm going to put a box around it. And then every single x in g, I'm going to replace it. So it's going to go into here, and it's going to go into here, because there are two x's in g. Okay? I start writing g. I put the 2. I open up a parentheses, and I put the square. Minus, I open up another parentheses for that x, and I put plus 5. Inside each of those parentheses is going to go function f. So I put x squared plus 1 and x squared plus 1. Okay? I put the 2. Open up parentheses twice because that's what squaring means. X squared plus 1, x squared plus 1. I'm going to distribute this negative inside so I can get rid of the parentheses. Minus x squared minus 1 plus 5. Okay? I'm going to put the 2. Now I'm going to open up another parentheses, and I'm going to do the distribution of the two of them. Alright, so x squared times x squared gives me x to the fourth, plus x squared times 1 is x squared. Now I have to distribute this 1. 1 times x squared is another x squared, and 1 times 1 is 1. Okay, that's the end of the distribution. Close the parentheses. Minus x squared minus 1 plus 5. I know some of you are going to ask, can I combine the negative 1 and the 5? Yes, you can, but I'll wait till the end to do that. If you want to do that right now, you absolutely can. Okay? Because I'm going to continue focusing on the parentheses. I don't like to focus on too many things at once. All right, so now open up this parentheses again, and now let's simplify what's inside the parentheses. Inside the parentheses, there's only 1x to the fourth, so I bring it down. X squared plus x squared, that's going to give me plus 2x squared plus 1. Okay? Then on the outside, minus x squared minus 1 plus 5. Okay? Now I distribute the 2. 2 more steps, and I have to be careful because I'm starting to run out of room. So when I distribute the 2 inside the parentheses, let me just draw the arrow. I'm going to get 2x to the fourth power plus 4x to the second power plus 2. Bring down the outside, minus x squared minus 1 plus 5. Okay, I may have room to write the final answer. 2x to the fourth, there's only one of them, so I bring it down by itself. 2x to the fourth, cross it out to show that I'm done. 4x squared minus x squared gives me plus 3x squared. Again, I'm going to cross it out to show that I'm done. And finally, plus 2 minus 1 plus 5. So 2 minus 1 is 1, and then 1 plus 5 is 6. So my final answer is going to be plus 6. And there would be your final answer, and that's what you would input into the answer on IXL. You'll definitely need pen and paper to do these exercises. The previous days have been pretty easy, no pen and paper, but you will need pen and paper today. Good luck. Let me know if you need help.